This home right behind me just had a $75,000 price reduction, but even better is that it sits on an acre. And now, even better than that is we are in a school district that is A+ rated. And on top of that, you have a little bit of that country feel. Now look around, and this is what you're gonna see a little bit different than what we'd normally show you around the Dallas area. You got a little space. But before we take you inside this property, which by the way, is less than $900,000, just under 3,000 square feet. And again, on an acre, just had a price reduction. But here, we're gonna take you inside this home. But again, I want you to notice how we're kind of like going down the hill. And this is something that I typically have a complaint about in Dallas is it's flat, mostly, everywhere you go. Now, when you get outside of Dallas, in some of these rural suburbs, you start to run into a little bit of elevation, kind of like out here. You can just see, like we're on a downward hill slope. You can see how houses off in the distance, but huge, massive, mature trees, almost a little forest action going on, even across the street. Now they're gonna start building a few homes over here, but a lot of those trees will remain on the back side, which will provide a nice little green belt. So we got a couple of options. You can either build from scratch, custom in here if you want to, or you can get into one of these homes, which this is something you don't typically find, is I would call this like custom inventory homes. An inventory home is something that the builder just builds on their own and then looks for the buyer. However, all these homes are different. There's 7 of them right now as of the making of this video. You'll have to reach out to make sure what's available by the time you see this. But there's 7 of them right now that are all completely different but ready to move in. So if you're looking for something quick and for a good deal, because again, this one, they just dropped the price about $67,000, which still very good deal. 3 car garages, by the way, and you've got a really good view out of the backside. You're not gonna wanna miss either one of these homes. Let's go take a look. Now, I know you're gonna feel like you're a little bit out in the country on this one, but trust me, within a few years, the city's gonna be coming to you. But hey, in the meantime, you can enjoy some nice country living out here. But this community is really pretty cool because it's, I would call it a boutique community. So nothing too crazy like you're seeing in all the other places with the lagoons and the lazy rivers and everything like that. And if that's not a big deal to you and you want something a little bit more space and you know, a little more peace and quiet, and you want to see some more mature trees, then this is really it. So first of all, we're gonna come in here now. This is what's really unique is you have these move-in ready homes. Most of the time, custom builders come in here and they're gonna build inventory homes that are on, there'll be a few of them that are the same, but here you have the option with different floor plans throughout this entire neighborhood. So, but we've got a nice little study up front, which is nice. I always like the study up front, so if I'm in here working, I can kind of keep an eye on what's going out in the community. But out here, I don't think there's going to be much going on, but I'm sure people will be out here walking the dogs and letting the kids play, and so you can kind of see what's going on in case the neighbors or the neighbors' kids get into a little riffraff, right? Before we go into the main living area, let's head over to this way and check out some of the bedrooms down here. And I have this pulled up in let me see, let me find this property again real quick. Pull up my little cheat sheet on my phone. We've got 3 bedrooms off to the back. So yeah, this one's gonna be 4 bedrooms plus a study. Now you might notice, I'll point, oh, here you go. You got some tape on the wall. So now this one's green, but of course they call this blue tape. Well, you know that, you can see it. But that's green, but normally blue tape. And usually anytime you walk through a home right before you close, they'll call it a blue tape walkthrough. And that is where you could come in here, usually with the builder, and you're gonna point out all the little flaws, and you're gonna be like, hey, something's going on right there. Hey, there's a little nick in the wall. Hey, you know, something on the baseboard. And the builder will come in here and they'll mark up, you know, blue tape. They'll put little blue tape on there and to make sure. Now, this home is still available right now, so a client hasn't done that. The builder has come through here themselves and marked where they've seen some issues that need to be fixed to finish out this property. So just to kind of clean it up, get it nice and ready, good walk-in closet for these bedrooms. Looks like these are really good size for the kids back here, and you got them all stuffed off in the back, which I like. You know, you can have your separation from the kiddos, or if you have a nursery back here. By the way, Lucas is now sleeping through the night, thank God. The kids like sleeping 12 hours now. It's amazing, oh my goodness. I've remember now what it's like to get good quality sleep. But yeah, you got this nice hallway. You've got the engineered hardwoods running down throughout the entire house, except for in the bedrooms, you have carpet, some tile in the bathroom. This is nice because you have dual vanities, step-in shower and tub combination, and some nice subway tile in there. Nice hexagon tile on the floor. But dual vanities is nice, especially for if you got 3 kids stuff back here. I remember growing up, we had one bathroom and 1 sink, and 3 boys and 2 parents. So we were all trying to navigate through that. You have your coat closet right up front, and yeah, so you'll see a nice frosted glass door. So lets in a little bit of natural light, but also doesn't allow people to just stare in your door whenever they come. You know, so if you want to ignore somebody whenever they come over and they knock and you can actually see the silhouette, they don't have to know that you're here. But they're also doing 3.7% interest rates. So if interest rates have been a concern of yours, they've got some deals. Now, of course, you'd have to work with their lender. You should always check with at least 2, possibly 3 lenders on getting your rates. We've got a great lender that we work with, but sometimes these builders, they offer their own rates and they're hard to beat. 3.75, what they're doing, they're actually doing 3-2-1 buy downs. So 3.75 for year 1, 4.75 for year 2, and 5.75 for year 3. So you could even possibly lock in at 5.75 or 5.8 after the 3rd year. And even if rates come down to that, which I would be great. I would love to see a 5.75 rate again. That would be nice. But look at this 3-car garage. Let's see, here in the main area, look at this. This is almost 3,000 square feet. So you kind of have matching cut-ins or cutouts, you could say, on both sides of the fireplace, already wired for your TV, everything that you need. You could add some shelving or some built-ins, or maybe just put some not dressers, but you know, cabinetry down there, and then pictures up top. So you got you know, ways that you could decorate that. Of course, if you're handy, since you're out here living in the country, you might want to build your own. Nice little recessed ceiling in here just to give it a little more depth for that living room. Huge island. Of course, we got a really big open concept here. But really nice island with the undermount porcelain white sink. I like a good white porcelain sink. You've got black fixtures, black poles, your shaker cabinets, kind of a gray tone, more like I'll go with a gray tone. My grays and greens just kind of bleed together. It could even be a grayish green. What do you think it is?
I think grayish green is pretty accurate.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Nice quartzite countertops. Electric though, now it depends on whether or not you like gas or electric. So they've got electric in here. You don't typically see that. So, you know, I don't know. I know sometimes you go on, we go on vacation, go on Airbnbs or at lake houses. You got to deal with electric. Some people only swear by gas. So you got to let me know in the comments, are you a gas or an electric stove type of person? Clearly, I think the electric top is easier to clean. I mean, you just wipe that thing down and you're good to go. Good size pantry on the corner, room for your fridge, double ovens. We got double ovens in here and the microwave up top, so that's nice. And we've got portrait windows for the living room, letting in a lot of natural light, and windows here in the dining room. That's it's even low for me, all right? Makes me feel good. All right, so what is this, a media room? All right, I was like, okay, yeah, because the main bedroom's on the back side. I didn't want to give away all the good stuff just yet. So you even got a media room back here. Movie room, playroom, flex space, another office maybe. I mean, you got a lot of options that you could do in here. And I don't know if you can see, if you turn around, can you see outside, or is there too much of a glare? Yeah, you know, look at that. We're kind of like in some rolling hills over through here, tons of trees. I want to take you out back and show you that, because I do want you to see that. And you got a good half bath on the back side. So for guests come over to hang out, you got a half bath for them to use. Again, you got the hardwoods running through out there. That's a little access. I don't want to go out there. It's been raining all day like crazy. So let's, okay, we're good. We're good. All right. Maybe put a little blue tape on that one. But these are also going to be on ACRE lots. So you can imagine this one's going to go back. You can see that pin a little bit back there, that pink pin. You got a pink pin over there. So you've got some good depth here for the kiddos to run around. So you'll have a fence, which will block mostly that view of that house. You'll probably just see a little bit of the rooftop. But overall, if I were to look over here to the right, over my fence line, which would probably completely block out that house down there, all I would see is trees. And that's something that I really like, is just having a little bit of nature to be able to see. You know, I don't want to be right backed up on the neighbors. But again, you're coming out here for this space. So these homes on ACRE lots, this one's almost 3,000 square feet. Oh, and the price is crazy. Hold on, I just want to make sure, because, let me see, I just want to make sure, $799,000. They actually just did a $68,000 price reduction on this property, but under 800,000, 2,871 square feet, 4-bedroom, bonus room, study, 2.5 baths. We'll go back here into the main bedroom to check this out. Rates as low as 3.75%. You have to reach out right now. These are all, they got about 7 inventory homes that are move-in ready. Actually, they're gonna be done, some of them within the next week or so. This is the opportunity. You don't see this, and they're all different. They're all, I would just call them like a custom inventory homes. You don't typically find that, where they've already got them ready to go, moved in, but you can pick a different a house based, because when we take you to the next one, it's going to be different. Recessed ceiling in here. This is a really good size main bedroom, which is nice. And then you have a good size bathroom. Dual vanities, quartz countertops. You got a big shower. I mean, that's a good size. You know, it's good size. I can just step in here. Got the bench. I mean, ooh, oh, and you're right now. You don't like looking at yourself when you're in the shower, that could be a little bit of a fun experience. Throne room, separated. I like that. Large garden tub. And wow, this, let me find a light in here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's on the outside. And you got a really good sized closet. Look, you have, let me see, we got a his and hers side maybe. They look almost kind of equal, maybe. Maybe hers over here and his over here, or maybe his back there. And then she'll take over a little bit of this as well. But overall, and then you have the tile that runs all the way into the closet. I like that, which gives it a nice touch. And coming back through, and even see on the side, like on the side, you just got a little room, you know, up against the neighbors, even to the side, which is a nice touch. But this one, yeah, under 800,000. And then back, you have your mud area, mud room, laundry room, countertop, sink, washer and dryer, rack, cabinetry, 3-car garage. Oh, don't go anywhere just yet. Stepping in here in a good sized 3-car garage. I mean, this is, you put this in Frisco, it's $1 million. You know, you put this in Prosper, it's $1 million. Salina, you know, Salina, you could probably get around the same price range. So, but let's head next door and check out one more, and that'll give you a really good idea. See ya. All right, now before I take you into the second home, I wanted to jump into the map real quick and show you around the Van Alstyne area and what you have access to. That way you can get a better idea of the lay of the land. So let's jump in. Okay, so you'll see we've got Van Alstyne right here up at the top, and you can see the community Hidden Creek Estates right over to the left side, to the west side of Van Alstyne. Not too far. I mean, you're talking about maybe a 5-minute ride to get over into downtown Van Alstyne. Now, not too much happening in Van Alstyne, but you do have pretty much what you need.
McDonald's if you like McDonald's, but otherwise you got the auto parts store. You got some Tex-Mex going on. You've got Brahms ice cream and dairy store. I used to eat Brahms a lot, a lot. Actually, in high school, I used to clean floors for Chief Auto Parts, and I was always driving around Dallas, and I would drive through and just get a chocolate milkshake. It was awesome. To me, that was like a protein shake at the time. So amazing. So they got some really good ice cream. At least it was for me at the time. You got some other Mexican restaurants, Taco Factory, Arroyo's Mexican restaurant. So you got a lot of Hispanic influence up here. We got a Mediterranean grill and Ace Hardware. So everything you need. Grocery store won't be too far away on top of that. And you are not too far from Anna. So probably about 10 minutes to get to downtown Anna. You can see you can just hit 75 or hit the road over to 75 and you'll come right into Anna. There's also some spots down here for additional eating and dining and everything else you need. Look, more Tex-Mex. You're just gonna have all the Tex-Mex you could get your hands on. Brookshire's, this is a grocery store over in this area. Extra space storage, you can see. So quite a bit going on. Of course, you got Chick-fil-A. There's going to be quite a bit running up and down 75 for what you need access there as well. But Van Alstyne is definitely growing. You'll notice that, and you're down the road from Melissa over here, and you have Salina. So Salina, you're going to be about 20 minutes, okay? And you've got Prosper, which you're going to be about 30 minutes. I messed up 3 there. 30 minutes to get to Prosper. And then if you want to get to Frisco, which is really main part of Frisco, and everything that you need is going to be pretty much along the tollway is where a lot of the hot spots are. Preston Road, so over in this area. But this is Frisco is gonna be about 40 minutes. So otherwise you've got Prosper 30, and then you've got Salina 20 minutes. And of course, lots to do in downtown Salina. Prosper is definitely coming up, and then you have Highway 380. At 380, there's going to be so much going on in 380. So if you want to take a little day trip on Saturday with the family or Sunday and head down here, so much going on with the PGA and the Fields development. So of course you've got the PGA, you've got a couple of championship golf courses there if you want to go golfing. You've got also the PGA district, so a couple of restaurants and bars. Driving ranges, indoor driving ranges as well, so you can just really have a fun day there. They've got this turf area lawn with a big screen TV. They do movie nights and all kinds of stuff, live events, live shows. Right over in this area is going to be the development of Firefly Park, which is going to be massive. It's going to be a game-changing development there as well. Mixed use, commercial, residential, multifamily, restaurants, everything you need. And then you have the whole Fields Frisco development is pretty much kind of like this whole section, all right? And you're gonna have Universal Studios going in right there as well. That'll be done by 2026 is what they are projecting on there. And then you have Fields West, which is gonna be going over here, which is going to rival Legacy West. Legacy West is pretty popular spot on the border of Plano and Frisco. We love to go there quite often, but it is a bit of a drive for even myself in Prosper. So we're in Prosper and we'll go straight down. Legacy West is over here, which is about 20 minutes for us. But once they develop Fields West and North Fields on top of that, then we're gonna have and Firefly Park, like we're gonna have everything we need in our backyard from Prosper. And for you, again, coming from Van Alstyne, that's going to put you within about 20 to 30 minutes yourself. So what I'm kind of like driving, I feel like, the development is coming up. That's the point, is the development is coming up. You see all this green space. All of this is going to be developed over the next 20 years. And again, if you ever wish you would have bought property down here or even here 20 years ago, this is your next 20-year chance, right around through here. All of this, and of course, this is pretty much the line that I just drew, is also where they're building the Collin County Outer Loop. So this will also be the loop for the next highway that will go all the way down and around just like this. And anytime they're building major infrastructure like that, highways, and you get in on the front end of that, your home value is going to go up, period. It is, just no matter what. And so all of this development is moving up in this. I mean, Gunter is going to be a big player. Pilot Point's going to be a big player. Some massive developments heading up in Pilot Point. Salina right now is 60,000 people. I keep saying 40 because it was 40,000 last year. It's already grown to 60,000 people, Salina, and it's permitted for almost 400,000 residents. Okay, so that Salina is just going to take over this whole area and blow up. That's going to bleed into Pilot Point. That's going to bleed into Gunter, Van Alstyne, Anna, of course, Melissa. All of these areas are just gaining more and more ground. Sherman, you know, there's a couple of chip plants, Texas Instruments, one of the most well-known chip builders, moved their plant here, and then also another plant open up there as well. So this is now driving a lot of growth in Sherman, and you can just easily connect the dots from Prosper and Salina and Van Alstyne and Anna up to Sherman. All of this is going to be a prime piece, because also they're extending the Dallas North Tollway right here, which this Dallas North Tollway will probably just kind of keep going up like this. And real estate in between Highway 289, which is Preston Road, and the tollway, this is always going to be prime real estate as well. But then you have Highway 75. Let me just clean this up a little bit more, and you've got Highway 75. Anything up Highway 75, like that's just going to be it's going to be filled out. All of this, the Collin County Outer Loop is going to pretty much span just kind of like this, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that, but that's pretty much where it's going to happen. And so that's the next loop. So you can see the development on 380 now. 380, they're starting to build all the overpasses throughout here. They're building the overpasses. They already got one over Preston Road. Now they're building the overpass over this area, over here, Legacy Road, and FM 423. All of these, they're starting to build all the overpasses. So 380 is going to become a major thoroughfare as well. It always has been, but traffic's been really bad on 380. So this is an opportunity now, again, to get in on the front end of this. There's still parts of Prosper that are growing significantly, but the median home price in Prosper is skyrocketing. I mean, almost up to $900,000 for the median home price. Frisco, you're not too far off there, between $600,000 to $900,000, depending on the zip code you're in. Salina, this is where you get a little bit of the price break. Median price range around $500,000, and then you look at Van Alstyne, you're going to get probably still be in the 3s and 4s right now. And so that's an opportunity. And we're looking at these homes here in Hidden Creek Estates, and you're looking at 1 acre lots, 3,000 square feet, under $800,000. That's a pretty big deal. Oh, plus you got another Mexican cantina right here. And Love and Sugar. So you got a couple of spots very close by for you there that you can just go right down the street and hit it up. So overall, again, just like I say all the time, which is if you wished you would have bought property 20 years ago in Frisco before it blew up, because remember 121, the development of 121 came into play, the development of Stonebriar Mall came into play about actually 25 years ago. And that's what blew up Frisco, this whole area, over the last 25 years. One of the fastest growing cities in the country, multiple years in a row. That is now handed to Salina. Salina is now considered one of the fastest growing cities, if not the fastest growing city, just depending on which study you read or which article you look at. But Salina is the fastest growing city in America as of right now, and it will be for quite some time. Like I said, 60,000 to almost 400,000 in population, and that's going to happen over the next 20 plus years. And again, whatever you buy in this area is going to be worth it, in my opinion. Now, if you move up a little bit north again, you get up here in Van Alstyne, you're finding lower prices. You're finding lower prices in Anna and Melissa. Melissa's actually starting to get more expensive now as well. It's just becoming very popular because it's the next spot up from McKinney. So again, all of this is just going to keep moving upward, okay? So if you want something a little bit cheaper, you just move about 5 to 10 minutes north and you're going to save, about $100K probably every 5 to 10 minutes that you head northward. But at some point, you know, you don't want to be too far out of it, but I've always talked about, you know, Dallas-Fort Worth becoming Dallas-Frisco-Fort Worth. Frisco is now the new hub as well. So you have downtown Dallas, of course, is always going to be the hustle and bustle of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but Frisco is right there. Everybody is moving into these areas, right around this area. A lot of development, a lot of commercial, high-rises, skyscrapers, all of that getting built out in Plano and Frisco. So it's making it a hot spot for kind of the next downtown area, you could say. And overall, you got a lot going on. Princeton is starting to really blow up. Farmersville will be next. Nevada as well. Fate and Royce City are starting to really come into play. And that Collin County outer loop is going to run pretty much right through here. And like I said, again, kind of curve right out in this area. So, and that's the plans pretty much. That's a massive undertaking, a massive road. There's already parts of it completed, you know, throughout here in the Collin County area. So overall, a lot of development happening, and you can't get around it. So it's a huge opportunity to take advantage of this now. But to get acre lots or acre plus lots in some of these communities up here, you're just not finding that as often in Prosper. You'll find a couple maybe here in Salina, Anna and Melissa, but those communities are starting to dwindle as the land is getting more expensive and more popular. Anna just announced a new $1.5 billion master plan community. Thousands of homes are going to start heading up in this direction over just east of Anna, taking over a massive portion of that. And so much is going to be happening as this growth moves up here. Blue Ridge, Alex, our guy that lives over here in Blue Ridge, he's already starting to see all the developments pop up around Blue Ridge. So again, all of this green space is going to get filled in, and it's just a matter of whether or not you want to be on the front end of that, or, you know, wait 10 years down the road and then thinking, oh man, you know what, I watched Levi's video 10 years ago. He told me to buy in this area. And now, again, you got to do what's right for you and your family. That's why we encourage you to reach out. All of that information is in the description box below, because real estate is individualized to you. But we only got to find you one good deal. And we can find a good deal in any type of market. So regardless of interest rates or tariffs or whatever it is you're concerned about, doesn't matter. We're going to talk to you, get to know you and your family, your current situation, and even see if it's really the right time for you to make a move. If it's not the right time, because we don't want to put anybody in a financial strain, you know, and so, and if you can't get exactly what you want, then maybe you do wait. But at the same time, the more you wait on this real estate in the North Dallas area, right now it still looks like it's going to continue to go up. And because of the growth, the relocation, the people moving in, the companies moving in, the corporations, and we're not waterlocked. We're not landlocked. There's no mountains around here. No mountains, no beaches. Yeah, we got a couple of lakes, but then we just build lakefront property, all right? And that becomes more expensive as well. So we can keep growing. We can grow all the way up to Oklahoma. We can grow all the way west, east, south. This is a big play for Dallas-Fort Worth over the next 20 years. And they actually project Dallas to be the biggest metroplex by 2030. So just within the next 4 to 5 years, could overtake LA and New York. And that's because we have the room to expand. But let's get back to this next property. You definitely want to check it out. It's even better than the first, in my opinion. So let's take a look.
Now this one's pretty cool. All right, so first of all, I love the double wood doors, kind of the wavy frost. It's not frosted glass, it's more like wavy glass, you know. They used to have lead glass in the old homes. Like if you go back 100 years, some of them still have the original lead glass, and you could see it wasn't this wavy. This is, you know, distorted in particular just to give you a little bit of a buffer to the outside world. But people could still, I don't know, let me know if you can see me. I can see, yeah, I can see you. All right, so you got the the nosy neighbor that comes over, then they can see you. So you could always do some drop down shades if you wanted or something. My house in Dallas had this, but what I did is I put mirrored tint on it so I could see through But whenever they walk up, they would see themselves. It wasn't mirror tint, it was a film. I basically put a film, yeah, you know, it was mirror tint is what it was. So people would walk up and they just see themselves, which was nice, because then I could be standing right here. It was almost like like a two-way mirror, yeah. Could be standing right here and making faces at them. No, I'm just kidding. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know if you're home. Here, they're gonna be able to peek in and see if you're home. So you could put something up. Now, this property, a little bit higher end, but it does have some additional square footage. So 2,978 square feet. And now it calls it a 3-bedroom, but you see, this is really the formal dining area. However, this could be the study. This could be the study, this could be the office, but the downside of that is you're not closed off. So if you've got noisy kids, or kids are home during the week, or on, during the summer, it's gonna be hard to get some work done. But I could see this being a study. Love these hardwoods, by the way. I like when it has the knots, you got more of the natural look on the wood, which is a nice touch. Adds that character, it really gives you that country feel. And again, this could be the study, but they actually have this as the study. But technically, this is a bedroom because we have a closet and we have a window. So therefore, and we got doors, even though they're glass double doors, they have this really listed as the study. So, oh, thank you, Alex. Turn on a little light. They got carpet in here. So yes, if you do need it to be nice and quiet, then you might want to utilize this space as your study. Now, this one's right at $824,000, but they also just reduced this one about $75,000. But you're still getting a pretty good deal. And look at this huge open concept. Big portrait windows on the back, transom windows up top, just to let in some additional natural light. A lot of natural light going on. Before we get to the great room, let's move back here and I'll show you. This is pretty cool because this is like split. You got split almost like you're utilizing each corner of the house. So back here they've got the 2 bedrooms for the kiddos, really nice size. You have windows, double windows looking out. And again, you can just kind of see the trees out there and running on the hills. They will be building some houses on the other side. So there's plenty of opportunities to build in here. And if you want to build custom, there's a couple of builders in this community as well that can build custom. But again, if you're looking for something quick and unique, then there's some inventory homes just like this ready to go. But really good sized room, and you have the bathroom that they'll share off on the back side, but this one again has dual vanities, so it's nice because each kiddo can have their own sink. And again, a really good sized bedroom for the kids back here, and a really good size, these are good size walk-in closets. Lots of space in there, so these kids are very fortunate, I would say. All right, so ACRE LOT out here now. I mean, I can't save this till the end, so we just got to walk through it because you walk into the great room. But we'll come back, take a little bit closer look at the kitchen, but also notice the stonework on the fireplace, the huge wood mantle. I mean, this kind of like screams Texas country right there. I like that. That just something about that. Just I love the white stone, the wood mantle. It's nice. I like it. Very Texas-esque, you could say. Now, half bath off on the back side, so where guests can go to the restroom, the kiddos as well, because you have your media room, your bonus room off in the back again. Now, this is pretty big, but this one has a closet. So again, we could actually, and this one, you wouldn't say your typical closet. It's more just like a shelf, a game shelf, electronics. You could put all kinds of stuff in there, but really you could even classify this as a bedroom with the windows, the closet, and double doors. But you could also turn this into the media room, playroom, fun room, and everything's single story, by the way. Did you notice that house, this house, all single story? And again, now as I walk into the main area, the great room, also notice, they've got the plugs, the outlets right in the middle. The last house had it as well. Makes it very simple. You got a couch, you want some end tables with some lamps. You don't have wires running, you run the wires directly under the couch to plug in those end lamps. But this is a really beautiful quartz countertop. I like this, just the white with a little bit of the gray and copper veins running through it. Some additional counter space, almost like a stone subway tile in the back. I think that's a good feel for out here. They've gone with the black pools. Again, the black hardware, fridge, double ovens, microwave, all the shaker cabinets, all the way up to the ceiling. So you don't have to worry about dusting up top, which is a nice touch. And again, electric stove top. You gotta let me know in the comments, did you? Are you electric or a gas stove type of person? Let's go back this way real quick. Nice dishwasher, more storage, little trash bin in here, and go off to the back side. We've got a coat closet in the back, all right? So coat closet in the back, but mudroom, and look at this pantry here. Alex, yeah, what do you think?
I approve.
Alex approves. This is what you see in usually $1 million plus homes, is a nice pantry like that. And again, 3-car garage. 3-car garage, you got a single bay, double bay, little extra space off to the side where you got your water heater, your breaker panels, attic access to get up there as well. So sprinklers over off on that side of the wall, and overall, really nice. And we'll head over into the main, oh, actually, let's go into the, let's go off in here. We'll end off in that backyard again. This is a really good size laundry room. I mean, plenty of space. You have a washer and dryer. You could even have them on pedestals, little hanging rack, little sink. It's a little smaller than the other house next door, but again, I mean, you could put something else. You got plenty of room for ironing board, another piece of furniture or something in there if you need it, I guess. That would be kind of cool. And you're gonna step into the main bedroom. Recessed ceiling gives it a little bit more depth. I mean, 5 windows on the back, so lots of natural light, but you got a clear shot to outside. And again, if you, this one's kind of a little bit up on the hill. Trade with me real quick as I come over here. And you could see out a little bit that way. Your fence line would pretty much kind of cover up these homes off in the back, but I would be able to kind of see some of the treetops over that fence line to kind of give me, and you got a little elevation on, work with me here, a little elevation on this back side with a couple of trees off to the back. So again, not too, oh, hey. All right, I see what you're doing now. Okay, now, wow, look at this. All right, they went all out here. Now we've got, okay, throne room off to that side, but let's take a look in here. I mean, this is like a car wash. This is what this is. I feel like this is you just pass through here, right? And you'd be good to go. You just turn on the nozzles. I mean, look at this thing. That is massive. That is massive. And you got the wand. You have another shower, and the nozzles are out of the way, so you don't have to get sprayed when you turn them on. But my goodness, bench in here. I mean, lots of elbow room. Feeling pretty good. Split vanities. So, man, this one's really low. This one's low compared to that one. So anyways, I guess this would be his or hers. Maybe it's hers. That's why it's a little lower. I've heard that complaint sometimes. You ever got that complaint from a female that's like, the countertops are too high? Well, this would solve that problem. So maybe this is hers, and also it's closest to the closet, which is also really nice cabinetry and racks that they put in here. Normally sometimes they try to cheap out on this stuff, but throne room off to the back, additional storage with some cabinetry in there, all that marble-esque tile. I wouldn't say this is probably marble, but it's got that marble pattern, but it's nice. It's nice. Now I do want to take you outside. Let's take a look at the backyard again, just so you can get an idea of these homes. Again, really good space, and stepping off into the back, large covered patio. I mean, this one has a lot of space. You got a fan, you can wire the TV hanging up there. It has even additional, so you could have a dining table, probably long ways here, big seating area off to the side. And again, you're going back to, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you've got a little pin over there on the back side, so that should be the fence line all the way off to the back. So running over down there, and it goes down that little slope. So again, you got a really good size backyard. Of course, these are on ACRE lots over here. And again, all different custom style homes, but they've got 7 as of this video, 7 inventory custom homes. That's what we would call them. All unique, all different. We'd be happy to run you through them in here. And this is what you get a little bit further out. You know, we're in the Van Alstyne area, a little bit further out, but you're still 20 minutes from McKinney, 25 minutes from Frisco. Everything else you need if you're trying to go to downtown Dallas, that could be a little bit of a struggle, but overall, if you like a little bit more of that country feel, a little bit more space, you want something a little bit different, unique that you can customize as well, or build from scratch, or just get in here right now on some of these inventory homes, reach out below. Or if you really want to step up your budget, check out this video we just did on the new Huntington home in Mustang Lakes.